Infidelity may cause intense emotional pain, but an affair doesn't have to mean the end of a marriage. Understand how a marriage can be rebuilt after an affair. Few problems in a marriage cause as much heartache and deep pain as infidelity. When both spouses are committed to healing and rebuilding the relationship, many marriages survive. In some cases, they may even become stronger with deep levels of intimacy. Infidelity isn't a single or clearly defined situation. What is considered infidelity may be different among couples and even between spouses. Infidelity can happen in all kinds of marriages. That includes marriages that seem happy as well as those with many problems. Infidelity may happen due to a variety of factors such as lack of affection, loss of fondness, love and care for each other, weak commitment to the relationship, breakdown of communication, low self-esteem, physical health issues, mental health issues such as depression or anxiety, addiction such as addiction to alcohol, sex, drugs, major life changes such as becoming parents or children living home, and stressful periods such as when spouses must be apart for a long time. When an affair is revealed, it often triggers powerful emotions for both partners. The partner who has been cheated on might feel traumatized by the betrayal of trust and loss of emotional safety. The partner that had the affair might fear that they will never be forgiven. When an affair is first discovered, it can be hard to think clearly enough to make long-term decisions. Recovering from an affair can be one of the most challenging times in a marriage. This challenge may come with mixed feelings and uncertainty, but as spouses rebuild trust, take responsibility for their actions, resolve conflict and forgive, the process may deepen and strengthen love and affection. Consider these steps to promote healing. Do not decide right away. Be accountable, get help from several sources, restore trust. If you are both committed to healing the relationship, the reward may be a new type of marriage that will continue to grow and likely go beyond your previous expectations.
Yes, you're welcome back. This is Family and Values. Like I said, we're trying to bring in back the family value system into back into Nigeria and of course into our family. Like I always say on every episode, is that if we look at what the institution is right now, if we continue this way, we might never have what they call marriage institution anymore. And people will not even go into a relationship. They will just probably have an understanding of, okay, this is what you are and that is what you are. But anyways, like I said, we have experts in the house and of course we have a celebrity guest. So let me first introduce from my left is Joy Nwokoro. She's a marriage and relationship coach. Joy, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
It's good to see you again.
Thank you so much.
Now physically, not behind the camera. Okay, and we have our Lola Olamuyiwa. She is the Queen of Drum and of course Oni of Ife Cultural Ambassador. It's good to have you here.
Thank you for having me.
The lights are on you right now. You look very good.
Thank you very much.
So how is Lagos? How is this celebrity life? How is it going for you?
Well, I've been in the spotlight, I think since 1988. Yes, as a singer. So,
wow.
Of course, as a drummer, it came a little bit before that and all of that. Well, it's a privileged life. It's something I do not take for granted. I always tell people about 7-point-something billion people in the world. Not 1 million. We are not up to 1 million that are under the spotlight as privileged to be called a star or celebrity. Not so. We are very privileged human beings, and I do not take that for granted. Yeah, it's not easy, you know, because a lot of people expect so much perfection, but we are human beings, right? We got blood flowing in our veins like you. We are prone to mistakes and all kinds, and a lot of pressure. Right. Yeah.
But you're keeping it going.
I have no choice, especially now. It was my inauguration 2 days ago. I was appointed P-Man governor for Lagos State chapter.
Ooh.
So I'm under a lot of pressure.
Whoa, that's a whole lot. Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's nice. Okay, let's go on to what we're supposed to talk about, which is dealing with infidelity in relationship and marriage. And my first question, Joy, is what actually causes infidelity? What do you think are like the major causes of infidelity in marriage and relationships?
Okay, so nice question. So many times, you know, when people go into relationships, they go into the relationship with the mind to stay faithful. More like, okay, I found this person and all. But along the line, you know, in a relationship, they go in and then they find out that they are violating, the very things they have said I want to do, or I am paying allegiance to. So basically, one of the things, and then infidelity is one of the major causes of a breakdown in marriage. Divorce rates, when you talk about number one culprits, there's violence, there are other things, but infidelity. So one of the things that causes infidelity is that inability. We just talked about that before the camera rolled.
Yeah.
The inability to cope with one partner per time. Some persons haven't really gotten a grasp of themselves yet to know that, okay, when I'm in this thing, I am paying allegiance to this person. It's all about loyalty, my commitment. And then people go into this thing because they are in love. And many times love isn't enough. There has to be something much higher than love, and that's commitment. So when I say I'm going into a relationship with a person, I've got to understand that I have to be committed to this person. And in me being committed, I'm saying I cannot have an I, or if at all, I'll be able to deal with my appetite for having an eye for any other person. And many times people tend to label infidelity as just sex. They throw in, they label that box as just sex, physical. But infidelity goes beyond the physical realm. There's emotional infidelity. For some persons, when I want to say, okay, not me now. When they want to cheat, not you, definitely. When they want to cheat with a person, for some persons, it's spontaneous. That's physical. For some persons, there has to be some level of, emotional attachment with the person. I go to check her out every day. I like how she talks, Even as simple as social media, as in seeing a lady on social media or a guy on social media before the men come for me and say it's not only about the men. As little as, liking a particular person and going there every day to check out her picture, check out his picture, watch his videos. Yes, that could be, that could pass for
Are we listening to this, please?
Yeah, that's part of, having emotional connection with somebody. I like how he smiles. I like how he shakes his, as in moves his shoulders.
And it's not just a one-time thing.
Exactly.
It's like
so it becomes a habit. You now want to go to the person's page every time, watch the person's video, and it's building. So you can actually have an emotional affair with a person and not take it to the physical realm just yet. And then you can have it physically and not bother about emotional. It comes just like that. We met, it happened, and then that's just it.
So texting somebody, checking pictures regularly is also infidelity.
Yeah, a pattern.
Oh wow. A lot of people, like you said, a lot of people think it's just about the sexual intercourse, and it's beyond that. I hope we're all listening, because sometimes I think it comes more for maybe in relationships, maybe not really marriage, but in relationships, I think it's one of the things people need to look out for. But there's another thing now. You can't actually go through your partner's phone. What do you say about that? Because people say, why are you going through his phone? Because that is his personal life. Okay. And so people are like, why should it be his personal life? We are together.
So in marriage or in a relationship that is headed for something, committal, commitment and all of that, there's this thing about having a no-holds-barred relationship where both of you are naked, quote and unquote, not physically naked now, but you're laying everything bare on the table, I can't pick up your phone and then you're in the bathroom and you're running to come and... I saw a video one time, a man on a tiled floor from the bathroom, he was running out to come and his phone rang and he's like, honey, your phone is ringing. And then he fell, on the tiled floor. So you see, as little as that, you may not have my password, for instance. It's not bad if I have your password or you have mine, but you may not have mine. But at least don't guard your phone so well that I can't even see what's going on in your phone. I should be able to say, okay, I want to take a picture we snap together. Can I go ahead and take it? And you're like, okay, take the picture.
Take a picture.
Not like, now plussing 1 plus 1 and say, okay, what if she now goes to that my inbox and now sees what happens there? All of these things. There's no, when you say you're in a relationship with a person and then you have committed
to the person,
or even marriage, then you should be able to allow your phone breathe. Let this person have access to your phone. Now, there is a thin line between having access and overdoing it.
Okay.
And usurping that opportunity or that authority. Okay. Where I know that, okay, I can access your phone. However, I am not licensed to take it and start saying, okay, I'm looking for what is there. Do you understand? That's where communication and transparency comes in.
Okay. I want to ask Ara now. Yeah. Now, she said a whole lot. And I can see you're smiling. Okay, first, we'll first start with the phone aspect.
Yes.
What do you think about the phone aspect? And of course, the parts whereby your partner keeps going through a person's page or texting a particular person. It's not like you're texting everybody. It's a different thing. You keep texting a particular person and keep, you know, checking up on the person, which she says is an emotional attachment. What's your take?
Okay, my take on this is that first and foremost, there has to be boundaries,
Okay.
which every partner must respect. If my partner allows me to his or her phone, like you rightly said, I must not abuse that privilege, because there has to be boundaries. It has, I mean, it's healthy to have boundaries. Now, in a situation whereby you security lock your face, your password, your all of that, so then you're telling your partner there's something going on.
Of course, yes.
Naturally.
That's too much.
It's too much. So already you are saying that you cannot trust me. That's what you're telling your partner. If your partner cannot just pick your phone, oh honey, you have a call. Oh baby, you have a call. It becomes war. Why are you touching my phone? Why are you going to my phone now?
So that's a big red flag.
It's a red flag. So you're telling me or your partner that I have something to hide. So automatically there's a problem. Now, having said that, going on social media to admire people and all of that, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But when it becomes a ritual, there's a particular person, guy, as a married woman or a lady in a relationship, there's a particular guy, you like six-packs, you want to see the muscle and all of that, so you daydream. And you know, like she rightly said, it doesn't have to be physical. It happens so much so that even when you're making out with your man, that's the person you're imagining.
Yes.
There are some babes, it happens to guys too. Oh, maybe they like the woman they are with or their wife for a particular reason or purpose, but she doesn't have this other aspect, you know, all these BBL things and all of that. So you're imagining, so much so that you're with your woman, that's what you're imagining. So you need to know when to set that boundary where you know that your loyalty and commitment is to your partner. Now, it takes us to why are people in a relationship, for instance, or why are people married? So people marry for all the wrong reasons. They say, when we get there, we'll cross it. Forgetting that it's a lifetime journey. And people change over time. I say to people, I'm not a counselor, but I've been there before. So and I say to people, see, it's good that couples go back to the drawing board every 1 year or 2 years. This is where we started from. When we started, this was my scope, this was my vision. My vision has enlarged now. It's gone beyond where
it was before.
And I need you to be on the same page with me. You need to carry your partner along. As you grow, make sure your partner grows with you. So at the end of the day, you guys will complement each other. But if you started from 10 and 1 year down the line, you're already at 50, your partner is still in 20, there's a problem. Naturally, to unbalance and unsettle every other thing. Okay, maybe when you started, you didn't like ladies with nails. All of a sudden you realize
you like it.
You're beginning to like it. Let your partner know. There has to be a compromise. Let her know that, oh, you love ladies with nails. It turns you on. So my wife or my babe, I would like for you, pay for it. And let her do it. So it's basically compromise, but making sure first thing first, marry for the right reasons. Yeah, a lot of people are getting married for all kinds of reasons.
Okay, now we've already answered a whole lot of questions. What we can call infidelity in marriage, like you said, is beyond the physical. It's sometimes emotional and all of that, which a whole lot of people still don't actually agree. And to be honest, most of the persons that don't agree with this emotional attachment as infidelity are mostly coming from the male sex, because they will say they believe that ladies are more emotional, you understand, so they can easily be swayed by a man texting her, by a man talking to her. Before you know, they are friends and all of that. But a man we can keep chatting with you, and it doesn't mean that we are emotionally attached to you. But I feel that when a man does that, the person you're doing it to gets emotionally attached to you, and at that point you'll be giving some amount of commitment to that person, which you shouldn't even be sharing with the person, but your partner. Now, I want to ask you, what advice will you give to such men at this stage, where they believe that me talking to another person and the person sharing his life experience, we talking every day, person telling me about problems and I'm giving solutions, and as far as even probably visiting the person that you say visiting the person, and before you know, proximity creates affection. What advice will you give to men at this?
So it's quite dangerous. Yes, it's quite dangerous. It's a dangerous line to toe when you have a partner. You know, how be it maybe your marital partner or somebody you're like interested in, and then you're like forming or having an entanglement. I don't want to call it an affair now, because they can be quick to want to, like, you know, defend themselves. Having an entanglement with someone. You know, many times. Attraction, it's what we do with attraction that matters. Okay. You know, it's not bad to be attracted to someone or to be attractive, but what you do with the attraction, you don't go to a mall and then, you know, you already went there with a budget of maybe like 100K to spend 100K, and because everything on the shelf there is looking so very lovely, you are now picking everything to go and embarrass yourself in front of the counter when you know you only have 100K. You know, so what you do with attraction matters. So when you meet somebody, a guy or a lady, for instance, and then the reality remains that we will always find someone who is a whole lot more attractive than we are. Either ways, either as a man or as a woman. There are guys out there who would look more attractive than your husband or your guy. In the same way, there are ladies who will look more attractive than you are. So it's not what you do with the first instance of, okay, this lady is attractive. It's what you do thereafter. It's normal to be attracted to people, either as a man or as a woman. However, how you're able to draw the boundary and say, no, I am already committed to someone, I can't go beyond my boundaries. You know, it matters a lot. It is a whole lot. So to the men out there, I want to advise, and even the ladies too. Yes, out there, there is no crime in being attracted to somebody of the opposite sex, either online or, you know, in the physical. However, what you do with that attraction says a whole lot about the health of your own relationship. So if you have a lady and then you're already like, you know, you're attached to this lady, you guys share a lot together and all of that, you know, okay, and then in some cases, you know, it still boils down to compatibility. You know, you being compatible with your partner all around. When you have a man in the house, you know, when you have a lady in the house and you're like married and you're saying, okay, we're like married and everything, and you now find a colleague, there's a colleague, you know, who triggers a part of you, maybe your intellectual part. You guys, you know, can discuss about everything. You can talk politics, you can talk sports, talk a whole lot, and your wife isn't that, you know, that type. Some such things can actually breed emotional attachment. When you know, okay, that thing they talked about on TV yesterday about the maybe Nigerian government, you can't discuss with your wife because ordinarily it doesn't interest her. And then you wait to get to the office, you know, the next day, and you're discussing. Both of you are dissecting the matter. You're like, you know, enjoying the whole thing. You know, somehow naturally something begins to build on your inside. So what you need to do is to help your partner. Bring her up to speed, like she said. You know, human beings are evolving beings. We don't go into marriage and stay static. Our visions change per time. And that's what she said about, you know, comparing notes every now and then. You know, once you hit with every milestone, or even every year, you know, when you hit 2 years, when you hit 5 years in marriage, compare notes. Be sure that both of you are on the same page. You know, on the same page. As time goes on, we'll keep evolving. As time we'll keep evolving. Nobody's static. We either evolve for the good or for the bad.
I want to say something on that part of, you know, you get to the office and you see someone you can talk to about everything, and you try to put that into your partner. I just want to say, someone like me, I don't think I can like sports. I'm not so, I don't like sports. I'm sorry, I don't think I can see myself like, okay, I want to know what's going on in sports and all of that. So if someone like me, and you know, maybe my husband or my fiance has this love for sport, and there's this particular person or two persons, whatever, that keeps, you know, they keep hanging out because they want to talk ball, they want to go watch ball, are you now saying I have to force myself to play football?
That's where compromise comes in.
Yes. Okay, so what do I do?
So you've got to begin to like learn little by little.
Okay.
On your own, try read up some things about sport. If at all, learn their names. Me, I don't like sports, but if I've learned their names. So when he's talking, I see that person say, yes, that person. You know?
You know why I'm laughing? Because I think it was a pastor that said the same thing.
Right?
He said, see, sit down with him and watch. Even if it's Chelsea playing, even by he's playing today, yes, you know, let him correct you. Let him say, babe, it's not only Chelsea.
Yeah.
You understand?
Exactly. Little by little, you get used to it. Okay, this is amazing. Anyways, before we go on the short break for our Zoom, this is quite interesting. Before we go on the short break for our Zoom, I would like Aralola to actually give us the gist on Lagos Family Show.
Oh, wow. See, Lagos Family Show, that's the in thing. And this is one of the most important reality TV show that the entire nation needs. Because as a people, as we are losing the virtue, the family virtue. We are losing all of that. The values, family values. And the family is the bedrock of every society. Look at what is happening around us today. There's a lot that is going wrong. We need more than 10 hours to discuss that. But the Lagos Family Show is one life-saving reality TV show that every family, and I want to say a big thank you to Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu for, you know, giving us a go-ahead on this show. It shows that he does know the importance of family, the family unit. Very soon, it's going to go on air. It's set to reconnect, rekindle the lost family value. Okay, look at today now. Our kids are out there fending for themselves, forgetting what it is to be fended for, to be taken care of. I have a project that I work on, and I'm on the street with them, and I understand what's going on. And when I was told about this project, I said, this is one project that we all need. The Lagos family. Parents have forgotten how to be parents. They've forgotten how to bring the family together, to unite the family. If the family is not united, the society is in disarray.
Yes.
So the Lagos Family Show will help us as parents and help our kids to understand the importance of family. Look at the divorce rates these days, and then look at a lot of things happening in the society because of one major problem: family unit. It's not. We're not there. We have lost it. So I want everyone to come together, sponsors, you know, let's join hands together to support the Lagos Family Show. There are many reality TV shows happening on television, but you will not find one like the Lagos Family Show. And I want to, again, from the bottom of my heart, say thank you to His Excellency, the Governor of Lagos State, and the entire Lagos State people for joining hands with the Lagos Family Show. Lagos has always been the pace setter.
Of course.
And this is happening again in Lagos.
In Lagos.
So every family out there, go online and
register.
Get your family out there, because we are all going to be ambassadors to each other. Not just because we all need each other at this point in time. We all need to bring back the good old days of what it was to be brought up in a proper family unit. And that is what Lagos Family Show is bringing to us. And a lot of fun and excitement, educational and all of that. It's going to be interesting. You ain't seeing nothing like the American.
You ain't seeing nothing, because Lagos Family Show is going to happen, and it's coming big, and of course in Lagos State. Okay, our Zoom guest is not ready yet, but very soon he'll be joining us. So I would like to go back to the guest in the house. So what is the main cause of infidelity? What do you think actually brings about infidelity? And though you mentioned some, you said sometimes some persons don't know themselves well. They need to probably know themselves well, definitely, before trying to get to know another person. But aside that, what are the more causes of infidelity?
So I want to think that one of the most prominent cause of infidelity is an unsettlement with the person on the inside. You know, there just could be some things the person has not settled on the inside. Like I said earlier, you don't have to be a clergy to know that, okay, I have to like you. I have to be faithful to this person. You don't have to be clergy. It doesn't have to do with you being in a particular religion and all. No, it's a natural. You have said you're loving this person. You have said, I want to do life with you. You know, the next thing is to pay allegiance. What is allegiance? You are my own. I am your own. Do you understand? We won't do anything to jeopardize the fact that we are together part-time. If such things, you know, rear its head, we tackle it through communication. So I want to say the major thing is that unsettlement on the inside, not knowing left from right or right from left. And then another thing is insatiable appetite. You know, when you got married, that's why it's very important. I advise people, I tell them, marry what you want, marry what you like, that thing you desire. If you desire her with, you know, large bosom, go for her. If you want her hourglass shaped, go for her. If you want her in a leper mood, go for her. Such that, but have at the back of your mind that contingencies will come up. You know, you can't marry a leper and don't expect that after she has children, some things will not change. You know, you can't marry some lady when you marry them busty. After kids, you're looking for the bust, you can't find it. That's what happens with life, you know. So have at the back of your mind, which was why I said there has to be some, you know, you settle yourself on the inside first. Come to the realization that I can't eat my cake and have it. I can't say I'm going for person A. Chances are that years down the line, person A will begin to look like person B. At such instances, how do I balance it? What do I do? How can I help this person?
Okay, what do you have something else to add to this?
Oh yes, she's almost said it all. You must meet each other halfway, the compromise, and have that conversation from the very beginning. Settle your demons before you marry, because you can't bring those demons into the marriage. It will kill it. It's dead on arrival. You know, you have baggages. Be honest with each other. Tell each other if you need to talk about your past, if you need to go for therapy, if you need to go for counseling, you need to do all of that before you bring another human being to be with you, and before you bring forth kids into the world. Now, I have a friend who told me, he said, because he's a producer too, and he says, anytime I feel like I'm having more than, you know, the required attention or affection for the opposite sex, I immediately tell my partner. He's a male.
Very good.
He immediately tells his partner. He told me there was a case of a girl that came to work in the studio, and he realized that he was almost touching her, and blah 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 blah. He said he got him. He told his wife, said, "Babe, come on, see what is happening. You know, there's this particular girl. Anytime she comes around me, I feel like this. So please watch my back." So you've got to have a partner that you can trust, who wouldn't use that against you, who is matured. That, oh, babe, there's this way I'm feeling about this person. Please watch my back. You understand? So, I mean, there was a time that I had somebody who used to come and work in my house. I realized that each time this guy comes around me in the house, I was having soft spot. That's me. And I just told one of my assistants, because I'm a single woman, I said, please, anytime this person is coming to work here, please be around.
Before you say story that touches the gods.
We are human.
Yes.
You can't even you can't explain some things. So if I was married, I would have told my partner, I would have told my husband, say, guy, see, this is what's happening here. I don't know what's going on. Please, I need you to watch my back. It's like it stops coming, or you have somebody around when this is going on. So it's a lot. I mean, go for counseling. A lot of people were raped, molested, abused. They've been carrying those baggages from childhood. They've never attended to it, and then they didn't heal. You need to
Most
heal.
importantly,
Most importantly, heal. Some of them saw their dad or their mom abuse their father or their whatever. They never healed, and then they transferred aggression or whatever it's called. You know, mentally or whatever it is, it affects their relationship. So all of these things are very important. You say, oh, it's normal. It's not normal. You have to watch it.
Exactly. Yes. Okay, we have Asiwaju Abayomi on Zoom right now. Can we have Asiwaju Abayomi please? Good morning. It's good to have you, Asiwaju. Such a long time. Yeah, so Asiwaju Abayomi is a public speaker and a life coach. So Abayomi, I would like to ask you, what do you think are the main causes of infidelity in marriage, speaking as a man?
All right. such an interesting topic. All right, from the perspective of a man, like you said, I would say that maybe when a man is having probably issues in the home, or probably you did not enjoy your youthful age. I've seen quite a lot that some men who probably did not have a chance to enjoy their youthful age as a young man, maybe while in school, had quite a number of girlfriends here and there. After marriage, they tend to now want to experiment, and eventually they fall into the hands of Delilah and all sorts of women out there. So it usually happens when, because I've seen quite a number of male friends like that, that while they were in school, they happen to be the pious type, the serious type. In fact, some of them did not even have girlfriend, let alone girlfriends. But after marriage, I noticed that they are now beginning to play around with girls, and I asked, what's the challenge? How come you weren't in these kind of game, or you weren't playing this kind of game while you were still a young person? How come you're now doing this after marriage? I also realized that it's also a function of self-esteem. Most of them believe then that women, you can only get a woman when you are rich or when you have money to play around with. So they assume that because they were not rich then, while they were young, so they could not get the kind of woman that they desire at that particular time. So over time, when they now became rich or well-to-do, they now feel that now that I have this money, let me experiment, let me get the kind of woman that I want. Now, as at the time they got married, their environment dictated the kind of woman they got married to. They were limited by their by their current status at that particular time, financially, environment-wise, association-wise. So after getting married and after making money, after traveling and exploring towns, seeing all other kinds of women with different shapes, class, attitude, and all that, they begin to see their wives at home as how I wish I had waited, or maybe I would have talked to this person. So the woman at home is now beginning to look like a one chance vehicle that they got themselves into. So now they now want to explore with other ladies outside. So for me, like I said, it's also a function of low self-esteem, when you feel that because you don't have money, you could not, as at that time, get your desired woman. But now that you are now exposed, yeah, money-wise and all other criteria, you now feel okay, fine. Let me now explore. I think these are some of the reasons why infidelity can be traced to some men.
Okay. Before, I think maybe our guest might have a question for you, because you're the only man we have right now. We have 3 ladies in the house. Okay, I'd like to ask now, which Ara has already asked earlier on behind the camera, like, is it possible for men to actually be faithful in marriage? Because a lot of people feel like African men are polygamous in nature. So do you actually believe that men can actually be faithful when it comes to relationship or marriage?
All right, let me first start with the issue of the belief that African men are polygamous in nature. Now, everywhere in the world, both men and women, we always have a reason to try to explore, to try to check on other things. We are insatiable. We have an insatiable need. That's it. We are not usually satisfied with what we have. And that's why you see people crave for more. Even after getting that's their dream car, they will still want to get another one. Even after getting that their dream job, they will still want to crave for more. So I think it's inbuilt. It's not just about Africans. The only thing about Africans is that we tend to legalize our marriage. That doesn't mean that white men too don't cheat. In fact, they cheat more than us as far as concerned. But for us, I think we have this boldness of saying, instead of just cheating all around, let me just make this person my second wife. Let me make this person my third wife. That is the kind of audacity that African men have, and that's why they believe that we are polygamous in nature. Now, going back to the first question, can we have faithful men? Yes, we can, and yes, we have. It's a function of discipline, self-discipline, function of self-awareness. What do I want? Will I go this route for this reason or not? Or instead, let me just stick to my wife despite all other, overtures that one may be receiving out there. So that's why I say self-discipline is key, and that's what has sustained many men who have, stayed glued to their wife without any extramarital affairs out there. So it's very possible.
To have that. Okay, I don't know, Ara, do you have any question for him? He has answered your question, but is there anything you want to ask Asiwaju?
Yeah, thank you, Asiwaju. I really don't have any question. I think he has said it all.
Okay.
Yes, it's a function of being disciplined. Yes, and commitment. Like he said, people want to explore, people evolve, which was why I said go back to the drawing board every other time so you can evolve together and, experiment together. So number one thing is being disciplined. Okay. Being committed. Okay.
Joy, do you have something for us?
I think you said it all, and then she also asked the right question. Nobody was born disciplined. It's something you have to instill there, be deliberate with instilling into yourself. And then reality is that when women or men go into cheating like this, it's like you digging a pit for yourself, because in the long run, it doesn't pay. It never pays. Rather, it kind of transcends generations. You're passing indirectly, handing it down to generations unborn, because it becomes a part of you. It gets ingrained in your DNA. So I think it's something everybody should do, either male or female. Help yourself. Go and learn discipline. You can learn it. Nobody was born disciplined. But when you take time to ingrain it, it becomes a part of you.
Okay, Asiwaju, before we even let you go because of our time, being that you're a life coach, and of course I know you have a lot of young ones that you are managing, and will I use the word managing, that you actually, they are learning under you. You're like the boss, you're like the master, you're a teacher. Now tell me, what advice will you give to both men and women, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, when it comes to infidelity in relationship and marriage, and how to stay away from this, or even if eventually it happens to them, what is the way forward from that?
All right, there is this word or saying, I think it's from the scriptures, that run away from every appearances of the devil or evil. It simply means that the moment you begin to see the signs, the symptoms, or the indications that this is about to happen, try and run away from it. The easiest way to fall into infidelity, especially for those who have had relationships in the past, is to even reunite with their past girlfriends or man friends or boyfriends, while they were in school. That is why some people tend not to want to have anything to do with old student association. I must say this here. That's the truth. I don't know if I'm breaking any table or if that's been broken before. Most old student association sometimes reignite past relationship, and these folks are all married in their respective homes, but when they tend to see themselves again, they say, babe, that's going, things like that. And you guess what, if care is not taken, they may fall deep into infidelity and all that. So when you're beginning to see some of these traces and you understand yourself, so quickly run away from it. It's not a weakness on your part if you decide not to get involved in some activities that may make you fall. No, it is you knowing who you are and trying to be self-disciplined. And for the second question, you find yourself in it, there is always a way to trace back, yourself. Find someone who you can confide in, so that there will be a confession. So when there is a confession of sin, then there will not be what we now call maybe restitution or forgiveness from God. Then you can now retrace your step and say, I don't want to do this again. So many, even men of God, many of them are falling, and today they are back on their feet. They are doing well. So it's not a big deal.
Okay, thank you very much, Asiwaju Abayomi, for that beautiful advice. And I'm very sure our viewers are listening and would definitely take to that. Okay, actually, to round up the show, Ara, what would you have to say, like I asked Asiwaju? what's the advice for those who have actually they have actually gone through one phase of infidelity or another, or a continuous phase of infidelity? What advice will you give to them?
I would say to them, try to heal, try to forgive. And when you forgive the other person, you're actually doing yourself a lot of good. And watch out for the Lagos Family Show. It's going to help reunite us as a people. It's going to help us reevaluate the importance and of family values. You know, a lot of these things are going to be discussed in the Lagos Family Show. Just go and look out for it. If you've not registered as a family,
go and register.
Lots of prizes to be won.
Okay.
So please be faithful to your partner. And you women, be good, be nice, be respectful to your partner. And you guys, please love us tenderly.
That is all. Okay, very quickly, Jawoko, what's your take?
Well, being able to deal with your insecurities, you know, would save you a lot. You know, it's not all about going into infidelity and then you now begin to talk about it. It's good to like table things down before it happens. And if after tabling it down, it does happen, you know, of course there's room, like she said, for forgiving yourselves. That's why in counseling there's what we call infidelity recovery. You know, especially if both of you already know that okay, it's something we want to continue to do. There has to be that realization that okay, despite infidelity, we can still go on. However, if after it has happened and you know you think you can't forge ahead, well, all well and good, but there's room for working on yourselves to bring out a better person.
Okay.